Nobody should die when it comes to aid distribution, but there also have been huge civilian deaths of people trying to access food. We have spoken to doctors, British doctors, Western doctors, eyewitnesses on the scene who tell us that almost every day they are coming under fire from Israeli forces trying to get to the aid point just before and as they leave. They are being fired on. What are you doing to ensure their safety?
I don't think anybody knows entirely what's happened in the Gaza Strip. From our point of view, based upon our experience on the ground, we don't see the evidence of this degree of mass casualties directly related to the to people seeking aid. We certainly haven't seen it in our distribution sites or in the immediate proximity to our distribution sites. I'm not diminishing at all these reports. And the fact is, we can't control what happens outside of our distribution sites.
How many people will have to die before you change the way you operate?
Debora, I mean, with respect, I think the way you frame that question is just is inappropriate. Our whole reason for existing is to get food to these people so they can live.
Why not do it the way that's been tried and tested?
We've said again and again and again to the United Nations, to the World Food Program, to lots of different organizations. We've said, join us in this effort. Then, Debora, I mean, with respect, you know, why don't you join us? I'm asking you to help us run the operation if you think there's a better way of doing it.
How do you know that your aid is not going to Hamas? Because you have absolutely zero way of verifying who's taking that aid.
While we can't verify that every individual pack of, a flour, for instance, isn't somehow ending up in some place that it wasn't intended, what we can absolutely verify is that there is no mass diversion issue.
Based on what? Because you're not verifying the people who collect the food. There is no system. Their names are not anywhere. There's no ID. And also, we have filmed your food being sold at astronomical prices on the black market.
I just have a question for you, Debora. Do you have anything positive to say whatsoever about what we're doing?
I think the worry is that with 4 distribution points, it's become what a young 15-year-old boy said to us was this gamble with death, that he goes there every day. He seldom gets food because there's just empty boxes lying. He picks food up off the ground if he's lucky. He's trying to feed his siblings. And he's been, 15, 16 times. And every time he goes, they get shot at. And he's worried that one day he won't go home with food. And for that to be happening on a daily basis, it does have to raise questions that your organization should be asking. Are we distributing food in the best way?
Do you regret that we have 50 million meals of food that's been distributed? I mean,
as I said to you, I think we should be getting in as much aid as possible.
The missiles are flying from Iran. Do you have any positive thing to say whatsoever? Like, is there any redeeming value whatsoever in getting any of this food to the Gaza Strip?
Of course there is, but not if people are getting killed every day trying to access food. Is there not a better way to do this?
We have the world that we have, not the world that we wish we had. We have an environment that we have, not the environment that we wish we had. We're operating in an active war, not in a ceasefire, in one of the most deadly, concentrated places on the planet. And what we're succeeding at is surging massive amounts of food to starving people in the Gaza Strip. And I understand, okay? I understand how prone people are to conspiracy theories and to cynicism when it comes to, anything involving this part of the world. We've made a decision. And the decision is that it's worth operating in a war zone with all the complexity and all the risk, as deadly as it is, because Gazans deserve food.
And that is laudable. So my challenge to you is take us in. Let me come and see it for myself and report the good and the bad. Because if there is nothing to hide, and this process is exactly how you're explaining, and you're saying it's a good process, then let us film it. be transparent.
That's not a decision I can make alone. I mean, there are lots of different aspects to that, including the diversion of resources solely dedicated to the people of Gaza. I would like to see from a few people in the press a little less cynicism, because if you actually do care about the people of Gaza, there has to be an ounce of redeeming value, at least, okay, to in a place where zero food was going in for months, tens and tens of millions of meals, getting into the Gaza Strip.